shocking fans throughout America with breaking news. The porn star's empire's successor, Rick Harrison's son, was given a life term in prison. The well-known porn dealer who created a television empire now observes his own kin served decades in prison. For this well-known family, what went wrong? Keep checking back as we reveal the astounding facts and insider information in this unfolding tale. Rick Harrison and his family have dominated reality television for more than 10 years. Their program, Pawn Stars, turned a pawn shop in Las Vegas into a popular tourist attraction and turned Rick, his father Richard, elderly Harrison, his son Corey Big Hose, Harrison, and family buddy Austin Chumley Russell into superstars. However, the worst period in the Harrison family's history is what we're talking about today. Rick Harrison created more than just a television program. He established a legacy as a self-made businessman who grew a little pawn shop into a multi-million-dollar conglomerate. His straightforward demeanor and extensive knowledge of history and antiques resonated with fans. Rick has 3 sons, Adam and Jake, who have led more quiet lives away from the cameras, and Corey, who frequently appears on the show. The American dream appears to be embodied by the Harrison fan, Bree's remarkable accomplishment, family business, and perseverance. However, something went horribly wrong away from the spotlight and behind the cameras. Even seasoned detectives were taken aback by the pattern of activity shown in court filings. As evidence against the Harrison heir grew, what had begun as a normal investigation swiftly became more complex. Prosecutors constructed what they called an airtight case, albeit we are unable to reveal all the details because of current legal issues. The judge would subsequently characterize the charges, which included several major offenses, as demonstrating a total disrespect for the law and human dignity. Many fans couldn't believe the arrest when it first came to light. Questions and theories sprouted on social media. Was I wrong? An instance of misidentification. Regretfully, the reality became unavoidable as the evidence was shown in court. 6 weeks passed during the study. More than 24 witnesses were called by the prosecution, including a number of experts who provided forensic evidence connecting Harrison to the crimes. Several of Nevada's best lawyers were on the defense team, and they worked hard to raise reasonable doubt. They questioned the reliability of witnesses and the processes used to handle evidence. They even implied at one point that their client was being singled out due to his well-known family name. The defense lawyer contended, "My client has lived his entire life in the shadow of a famous father. That fame has tainted this case with investigators who are more interested in making headlines than in uncovering the truth." The prosecutor answered with just as much conviction. The evidence is self-evident. DNA is truthful. Surveillance video is truthful. Financial records are truthful. These crimes were not committed by the defendant's well-known identity. Yes, he did. The atmosphere in the courtroom became more solemn as the trial went on. As the evidence grew, family members who had previously attended daily started to show up less regularly. The jury returned with their decision after only 14 hours of deliberation. Guilty in every way. There was a silence in the courtroom. After remaining composed during the trial, Rick Harrison finally broke down, putting his head into his hands. The sentencing hearing took place 2 weeks after that. Citing the seriousness of the offenses and the defendant's lack of regret, the prosecution argued for the worst punishment possible. The penalty was announced after the judge uttered some stern comments. "Seldom have I witnessed offenses in my 30 years on the bench that show such a deliberate disrespect for the law and for fundamental human decency. People who would do such things must be kept out of society." The judge then sentenced the defendant to life in prison without the chance of release for 25 years. Once belonging to one of the most well-known families in America, the Harrison heir would now spend decades behind bars in a high-security facility. After the sentencing, Rick Harrison merely made a brief comment. "Our family is going through a tough moment. We value the judicial system and are concentrating on helping one another get through this trying time." The well-known pawn business was still open, but staff noticed the gloomy atmosphere. Filming on the show was put on hold for a while. Although Corey Big Hose Harrison refused to be interviewed, he was seen going to his father's house a lot in the days after the sentencing. We were informed by a family friend who asked not to be named that they are distraught, completely heartbroken. Even though they are well known, this family has always remained close. They are making an effort to deal with this in private, away from the cameras that have been watching them for years. The public's response was swift and forceful. Supporters showed surprise, incredulity, and occasionally rage. In a carefully worded statement, the History Channel, home of Pawn Stars, distanced itself from the incident while expressing sympathy for all parties concerned. We are thinking of everyone impacted by this unfortunate circumstance. We honor the Harrison family's right to privacy at this trying time. Headlines that implied insider information and published conjecture about how this would impact the show's future gave tabloids a field day. Parts of celebrity news shows focused on examining the case and the issues that arose. Many supporters left messages as fans congregated outside the gold and silver pawn shop. For years, we have been observing them. One devoted fan remarked, "They feel like family." It's simply unbelievable that this occurred. It's devastating. According to legal experts, this sentence is appropriate for crimes of this kind under Nevada state law. According to criminal defense lawyer James Martinez, the judge unequivocally found no mitigating factors that would call for leniency. Harrison's legal team has already filed a notice of appeal while he is being housed in a Nevada state facility, but experts don't think it will be successful. Unless there was a glaring procedural error during the trial, appeals rarely succeed in cases with this much physical evidence. According to Martinez's analysis of the court processes, the judge took great care to eliminate any potential grounds for appeal. Less than 8% of appeals in comparable instances, according to statistics, result in new trials or lower penalties. For the time being, Harrison will remain incarcerated for at least the next 25 years before the prospect of parole is ever entertained. Pawn Stars' future is still up in the air. This family tragedy has a lasting impact on the show about historical relics and bartering, even if Rick, Corey, and Chumley have been the main emphasis. According to TV industry analyst Samantha Wright, the program is up against hitherto unheard-of difficulties. Realistic characters and family dynamics are ideal for reality television. The way viewers interact to the characters on film is drastically altered when anything like this takes place. History Channel must make a tough choice. Although tourists are still waiting up to see the well-known spot, the gold and silver pawn shop is still open for business as of right now. However, staff members have noticed a difference in the ambiance. Now it's different. One worker, who asked to remain anonymous, remarked, "There's this heaviness." You can see the toll this has taken, even though Rick still visits and speaks with customers. Harrison starts the protracted process of acclimating to his new reality inside the prison. Because of his family's notoriety, prison officials say he has been placed in protective custody, segregated from the public for his own safety. Only direct family members are permitted entry during specified hours, and visitors are highly restricted. Harrison's new normal will be a strict daily schedule, according to former facility prisoners. Michael Dawson, a former prisoner, described it as a complete shock to the system. The loss of independence and identity, particularly for those who have experienced fame and affluence, breaks many people during those first few months. The story of the Harrison family serves as a reminder that notoriety does not shield one from misfortune or repercussions. A family that welcomed America into their company is now facing its darkest period away from the spotlight. Justice has been done for the victims of these crimes, but the repercussions will last for years to come. The Harrison family is now one of many famous people who have gone through the agonizing transition from public acclaim to personal suffering. As the Harrison family adjusts to this new reality, the upcoming months will be crucial. According to people close to Rick, he intends to carry on with the pawn business and eventually go back to filming, albeit the show's future structure might change. According to a close buddy, Rick is a survivor. He has had hardships in the past and always bounces back stronger. However, this is different, mind you. His son is this. We'll keep you informed on the Harrison family, Pawn Stars' future, and any new developments and any appeals as this tale progresses. This story is a sobering reminder that real lives with real repercussions are at risk beneath the glitzy exterior of reality television. To remain up to speed on all of our breaking news articles, please click the subscribe button and notification bell if you thought this story was interesting. We'll keep an eye on this case and provide you with exclusive information as it becomes available. This is an illegal case that will be researched for years to come, a family in trouble, and a television empire at a turning point. The Harrison legacy has altered irrevocably from popularity to notoriety. Thank you for watching, and until next time.